Yeah, we're still carrying on the certainty of death. You know, remember the conversation about karma is coming up, and the nations of the earth. Those nations, like I said before, who was... Well, I don't know the history of your nation, you know. I would appeal to each individual, like I say before, to study your history of your nation and to see what it is collectively that they have done on this planet. Because I overheard Mrs. Karma telling her husband, Mr. Warner, that she was about to descend upon the earth and bring about karma upon the nations of the earth. You know what I mean? But like I'm saying, I don't know if this is true. You know, those kind of things are a story. So I prefer to deal with what I know is true. You know what I mean? So I was explaining to you who are on the planet, you know what I mean, wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you are, that one thing is certain. You know, forget about whether karma is a thing that could happen or it could not happen. But I don't like to teach about things that might happen or could happen. I like to teach as a fire lion about what is going to happen. So what is going to happen is that you are going to definitely die. That's a certainty. Because I am going to die as well, because death is the governor here. You understand? So why would one want to go about worrying about whether their nation did anything evil on the planet or anything like that? You know what I mean? That don't really matter. You should be concentrating on dying, as it was. Because like I tell you before, life wasn't given to you to live. It was given to you to learn how to die, so that you can learn how to live. You know what I mean? So to live, you have to learn how to die. And that is what you are here for. So Mr. Death now is the one who is saying, listen, forget about these fellow karma, Mrs. Paradox, you know, all these things. And, you know, because you are going to die. What you want to do is to remember me. You understand? That's what you are supposed to be doing here. Not to hide away from death, but to remember him very carefully, because like I tell you, you are going to get introduced to him one day. He'll introduce himself to you to bring you to the other side, as it was. So if he's going to introduce himself to you, which I'm telling you, many of you might not have thought of him this way, introducing himself to you. You know what I mean? Because you like to hide away. You don't like to think about it very much until Mr. Death maybe visit somebody in the family. Then you lament yourself away. But what I'm saying is, he's definitely going to visit you to remove you from here. And I know a lot of you are frightened, but fear is a thing that you need to get over, especially when you're dealing with Mr. Death. Because like I tell you before, he's a good friend of mine. He can't harm anyone. In fact, he have no intention of harming you. His only intention is to remove you from here. You know what well, just imagine then. How would you like it if Mr. Death wasn't around? Because you know some evil men, they would still be walking around, performing all manner of evil and making people's life really uncomfortable. So you can see the necessity of having the great general Mr. Death around. So that's why I'm saying now, forget about these things about 2012, what might happen, what is not going to happen. What you need to do is to go to the airport. You know, you see like how you have airports here, you know, arrival and departure, I call it. Well, that's what Mr. Death call it, arrival and departure. You know what I mean? So when you go to the arrival, you see the new souls coming in, yeah? Arriving. And then you see the dead plane and a lot of them going, departing. It's going on around you constantly, you know what I mean? I am always removed. There's always flights going out. constantly, you know. That's how Mr. Det terms it anyway, that you know, you will be going to the airport one day yourself traveling. Maybe one like to travel. You know, just think of dying as catching an aeroplane and going to a new dimension. I love traveling myself, you know what I mean? If I had some money now, I would go on a holiday flying on a plane, you know what I mean? But I love those kind of things. But I looking forward to going on the Det plane. Now, how many are you? If you find yourself then, I won't ask how many of you. If you find yourself not looking forward to going on the Det plane then, that means you must be doing something terribly wrong. Or you must be afraid of Mr. Det. And if you are afraid of Mr. Det, you must be doing something wrong. And another fellow that is very certain as well, you know. It's not only Mr. Det in this dimension that is a guarantee. There is another thing that is guaranteed. Karma is not guaranteed. I could never say to him, that doesn't mean that karma will not happen, you know. But I am saying it is not guaranteed. Because karma could go, Mrs. Karma could decide to go back to sleep as it was, you know what I mean. But one thing, that is certain. So, you know, it's irrelevant how powerful you are. Mr. Wicked, even Mr. Goodman, you know, because that is definitely certain that Mr. Det is coming for you. We have other certainties as well. Well, you know that it is a certainty that the living God is in all human beings. All human beings are not certain of this, but the fire lion is 1 billion and a lot more trillion billion on top of a lot more of that certain. That the living God, people don't like to use the word. Like I tell you before, there's a variety of names you can use then. But for us, let's say conscience dwell in all human beings. Make it simplify. Male, female. So that is another certainty. You know, there ain't no doubt about that. Might be doubt in a few of your minds, but there is no doubt about that. That the living God is in you. Not above the sky, you know what I mean? But right there in you. So that's a certainty then. And there is one more certainty. That in you, right, is a camera. Yeah, you see, like how today, on all the video, you have to use a camera, you know, to record this image so that others can see it. Well, we all have a camera in us, because God was the inventor of cameras. Yeah, and He decided to place it in all human beings. Be you a king or queen or emperor and president, crime minister, you know, gangster, whoever you are, anywhere. That's another guarantee. That I can guarantee you this as a fire lion, for sure, that all your actions is not forgotten. Yeah, I can guarantee that you have forgotten all of your actions. Not all of them, a lot of them. You will remember some. But I can guarantee you that memory hasn't forgotten one single one. Memory can't lose its memory. You know, a man can lose his memory where he don't remember. I don't remember half of what I did. If a man asks me about what happened in even 98 or even last year, I don't remember half of what happened last year. But my memory remember everything, because it don't forget anything, you know. It is busy recording every second and every minute. You know what I mean? Now, for those of you who are asleep, if you never hear anything like this before, then I will give you a scenario then. The reason for videoing me then, or anyone, is to have a look at it later on, so you can see exactly what happened. And that is the exact purpose why the video is in you. Because like I'm telling you, Mr. Det is a certainty, but don't be afraid, you know, Mr. Det is only coming for the physical. You know, you can't live here forever, innit? And you are not a physical being, even though they've convinced you of this. We are spiritual and physical. Excuse me. So one day now, the physical, when the master did come and remove you, is going to be removed, and your spirit will be traveling. So that's why I'm saying now, are you sure that you've packed your suitcase? Because what is the point? I repeat it over and over again, but you have to, because this is spiritual teaching. And you can combine it physically. If you was traveling anywhere on the earth, going anywhere, would you go with just the clothes that you have on, or would you pack your suitcase or your hold all, whatever you want to carry in it, with some extra provision to see you through? Yeah? That's what any normal human being would do, unless you're missing a few screws upstairs, I'm on about then. But if you wasn't, you would prepare yourself for your journey. So what I am saying to the humans and the planet, listen, you are going on a journey. Eh? One day you will be going to the airport called death, where the death plane will pick you up and transport you. So what I am saying, before this plane, before you go, because you have to go, innit? We all have to go. So before you reach the airport then, as it was, you know what I mean? When we get the understanding that we are traveling, I am saying that we should make adequate preparation to where we're going. Because we're not going to stay here. So we have to prepare to travel. Now I'm saying now, this preparation now, yeah, you can't be making preparation like how I see these people going on the earth. You know, you have to really check your behavior. You know what I mean? I don't want to keep, because this is spiritual matter, we have to. But you won't be preparing if you are comfortable in your religion, are comfortable in your politics, or your Freemason, or Paymason, whatever you want to call them, you know what I mean? But whatever group you are in, and because this is a spiritual, like I say, more so if you are in any religious organization, because I'm appealing to the human being. God never give the job of saving your soul to a group of religious men. And if God did that, now is the time for us to question God, to say, listen, brethren, why have you given the right of my spiritual development to a group of men? Why didn't you just give it to me? It's not logical. So it's more logical to believe in yourself that God are the intelligence that create all human being, the energy, the force, the power. Like I say, whatever name you want to put on it, yeah? But because that is real. That has given every human being their own intelligence. That is not a matter of belief, you know. I don't believe this. I know this. So even when I look on the street and I see people behaving wickedly, or, you know, not in the right manner, I know that there is intelligence in them, but they've chosen to behave in the way that they are behaving. It's not that they don't lack. It's not that they lack intelligence. It's just that they are not accessing this intelligence because of choice. You understand? But we all have this intelligence. It's within all human beings. So if we all have it, then why should we go and follow a group of men? For what reason would we want to leave our own intelligence? I'm telling you that the intelligence is in all of us then. Yeah? Why would you want to follow the fire lion? I am not the intelligence. I am just telling you about the intelligence. So instead of you following me, why don't you go and follow the intelligence? If I'm telling you that it's within yourself. You know, it ain't within an next man. So why are you following Jesus then as an example? That they give you Jesus to follow. Why are you following Jesus? Because Jesus ain't within you, is it? I'm sure this Jesus like I hear was somebody born of Mary crucified and whatever you want to say. But that is not a man, that is not conscience, is it? That was a man who dead. So why are you it's so ridiculous. I must repeat this. I find it so ridiculous that you religious men who set up this idiotic business, you shall pay for it dearly. And how can intelligent people sustain this idiotic business for so long? Because I've seen enough men who say they are professor this and that, believe, and they write great books about Jesus and his story and they do and make a lot of money. You don't know nothing about this Jesus. You was just born about 2,000 years after Amanda. Why you want to go and write books and explaining and wear it and all this kind of thing? The man was only Jesus was only a man like any other man. I am sick and tired, but I have to tell people I'm not sick and tired. I love telling people that, listen, all these great spiritual masters that you are on about are just men like other men. I don't care who they was, from the first to the last. Adam, Eve, everybody. They was just human beings like us. You see what I mean? They had to go to the toilet and everything. They live. And the master that removed them when their time was up. What is the big deal about that? You know what I mean? Well, in other words then, if it was, I like to put it in a more simplified way. That I seen it here in England when children are grow. Because when we grow up, we don't have ties and those things. But since coming to England now, I learned the culture that when children are small, the father and mother buy the present and put it under the Christmas tree and tell the little baby that it was Santa Claus who bring it. And you know, the little kids, them when they smart that much, they actually believe in such stories. And it's nice to bring children and stories, but they soon grow out of that. So this virgin birth and all this Jesus business is just a Santa Claus story. You understand what I mean? It's a fairy story for when you was children. The human race. Think of the human race, right? As a baby. And when it was growing up, at certain stage, you tell it, you know, to suit it at some... So, when you was a little baby or at certain age, and they tell you this Jesus story and about the prophets and all those things. Because that's what children need, those kind of stories. But what I'm saying now, in these times, we've grown up to be a man now. Or a woman. So you don't need this childish story again. You are an adult. This is when you put childish story away and take responsibility yourself for your own actions, what you are doing in life. You're a grown man. Why are you relying on, you know, these, like I tell you before, priests and all them, they're like little children who are still playing with toys. You know what I mean? And they never grow up because they still believe in those idiot, don't call it idiotic, but childish stories. Because those, when they tell you, you can learn things from stories. Nothing wrong with telling children stories. Stories are useful. But we don't want the child now to end up believing that this story is real. You understand what I mean? Which is what 90% of these idiotic religious people end up doing. Believing their ridiculous story is real. And then they spend the time acting it out. I am telling you, priests, whether you want to come from the Church of England, Roman Catholic, I like to tell them the Christian them, because I was brought up under them. It is time for you to get off your pulpit And those of you who are going in there and supporting those who are on pulpits, it is time for you to stop it and see these people for what they are. They are working. You know what I mean? I keep on telling human beings, these people are working. And God is not paying them. I'm working as well, you know, by sitting and saying that I'm the fire lion spitting the truth. But what I mean is I do that off my own steam. You see what I mean? I am not, no one give me no collection or anything, you know what I mean? And God pay me, but not with money, with lyrics. You know what I mean? They are getting paid with money, that's why they cannot talk any lyrics. They have to read their lyrics, because they cannot grow any. These people work, and their job. You see, like when you work in a supermarket or in a factory, you're either there making things to sell to the public, you know what I mean, or you are serving the public. The business of the church now is to deceive the public and to keep them in ignorance. That's what they are selling you, deception and ways and means of keeping you in prison and keeping you ignorant. And you very same people, if I should come and tell your priest the truth, you would be upset. Even though your priest is a little devil. You know what I mean? And he doesn't know God at all. He doesn't know if he was honest deep in his heart, he will tell you that when he's up on the pulpit there, going on with himself, he's doing so because he's getting paid to do a job. And the priest himself, whoever they are, the deacon, they know that this story about God sending his son here to die is not true. Well, maybe they might believe such idiotic business, I don't know. You know? But like I tell you, no, even if you are believing such nonsense, you know what I mean, you need to get rid of that nonsense, because nothing doesn't go like that. For a start, it's because they are frightened, you know, because, you know, the fear is what stopped the human more. So they instill the fear of the devil in them and the fear of God. All these fears. So, because if you never fear God, you'll be able to approach and see that God have no right to send anyone here. You know, once we're here, God cannot send anyone here, because we've been given the choice already, and God cannot interfere with our choice. In fact, God cannot choose a man. You understand? A man must choose God. So don't try and go on and keep telling people about how great God and God can do whatever. Yeah, we know that, you know, but God ain't sending no one here. Just like God ain't going to dress you or cook your food. You know what I mean? It's because this fear of God has been instilled in you, so you cannot approach God. Just like how the devil, just like how my friend the great master, I call him the great master, Satan, they've instilled the fear of the great master Satan in you so much that you cannot approach. And if you don't understand your enemy, how are you going to defeat your enemy? You understand? So just imagine you are out there now and you are afraid of Satan. But Satan is a part of you. So if you are afraid of yourself, how are you going to know yourself? When they are telling you about this great Satan, it's only the negativity. You see, we are made up of positive and negative, you understand? So negativity have a vice as well. So it will say to you, oh, why don't you rob that? That's the negative part of yourself suggesting negative thoughts. But it's not forcing you to do anything, is it? It's just making a suggestion. You can say, no, you're not doing it. You understand? And story in there, you know? It can't force you. So it's up to you to get to understand not only the positive within yourself, but the negative. Because if you don't understand Satan, then you go about blaming about Satan do this. The devil is innocent of all crimes. All the crimes that commit in the well, I won't say universe. Maybe there might be some bad beings somewhere else in the universe. But this planet here, the devil don't, well, since I've been walking about on the planet, I haven't encountered the devil in no physical form out there doing anything. or I hear of any monster coming out the sea and they say, yeah, that was definitely the devil, you know. I haven't heard that the devil bomb any place or anything, or is about to, or is planning any war or anything. All I just keep hearing how this devil is bad and the devil and God was fighting and God kicked him out the heaven and he's and they blaming the devil for all this thing. But in what I am really noticing, man is doing a lot of things. Making bombs, gun and all this thing. But I haven't encountered this devil that they are telling me about yet. Satan himself and his army, and he's got angels and all these kind of things. I haven't seen either Satan or these angels that they are telling me about. In fact, I have come to the conclusion that the real devil is man. There is no, you know, when they are about God and the devil was fighting in heaven and all this palaver, and cause the devil was jealous of God and he wanted to be like God and all that. No, it's not no devil, it's you men and women. You must be the one. You know, you are the only one I find fighting against God. Because what you call the devil ain't fighting against God. Positivity and negativity is not at war, is it? Look up in the universe. You know, see the atomic bomb going up there, innit? In the atmosphere, and it's positive and negative throughout. So how come it's only here? I don't see how come the devil don't fly into one of the birds them and start real make the bird them build up some dangerous weapon and kill off all the other birds. You understand what I mean? So the real devil is within your own self. So but what I'm saying, because this is about death, you know, you need to understand these things before death come and remove you. And like, no, when it's removed, you know, like I'm telling you, you are hoping to die. I think when you die, you die. I don't know what you're thinking, but you can never ever die. You understand? No being that come out of their mommy, and even the one that them not never come out, that die in their belly, even they are not dead. You can't die once you are a being. And whatever it is that you've done here, while you was living, you'll have to pay for it. Now a lot of you human beings, like I'm saying, are living your life recklessly, without any care and consideration of the consequences of living such a life, because you've been deceived to believe in these goons, like I tell you, who are either promising you heaven or telling you that there is nothing. So you might as well have it while you can, you know what I mean? Only one life, you know, live it while you can, they're saying. So everyone is in a hurry to live. I'm trying to tell you that life is eternal. So you should consider your action carefully, what you are doing. You know what I mean? Because there will be consequences after. Okay, yeah, now you are living with all your friends and you're laughing and you are in your club and there's a billion and you in there, all your church and all you in your mosque and you all together. Yeah, you all together. But what about when death comes? You will be on your own and you have to make account of what you've been doing while you're living on the earth. You know what I mean? So that is what really people should be considering. Not about whether karma is coming or not. Because I don't know whether karma is coming. You know what I mean? Mrs. Karma said she might pass through. Well, I would love it if she passed through as well. You know what I mean? And make right what was being done wrong. You know what I mean? Fix things as it was. Because I don't think any human being, no, given the chance on this planet, would disagree and say they wouldn't like to see karma come. Wouldn't you like to see all the wicked and evil things wipe out of this planet? And all the evil men and all their wickedness swept away, turned upside down, have them running. I would love that for Mrs. Karma to come. But like I said, I am not sure whether this is so or not, but I am sure about that. But I would love to see karma come in. You know, and anything can happen. That's what they say when we live in a world like this, especially in the 2012 year. Anything can happen. So don't be surprised if you see karma coming. But I am not sure whether karma is coming or not. But I am certain about death, and I am certain about memory, and I am certain about conscience. Karma is like that, you know. Well, everybody is a little bit like that now, you know, all kind of things is going on. Anything can happen at any given moment. You know what I mean? Personally, I would love to see some excitement. Well, I would like, well, I always say to myself that the only reason I was born was to chase away the devil from out of the planet Earth. Oh yeah. So, never mind about karma. If I had my way, I'd do it now. I wouldn't wait. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why it's karma's coming instead of me. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't wait. No, I wouldn't hesitate. Trust me. That's why I'm telling human beings. You have one luck on your side. You have no luck. You are lucky that I am not karma, and you're lucky that I am not God. Because I wouldn't hesitate. Trust me, I am a wild person. I wouldn't hesitate. Wickedness disgusts me. So I wouldn't wait around, my brethren. You know, like how karma seems to be waiting around. Instead of descending on all the wicked people's head immediately. Because that's what I would do. I would remove you instantly from this planet. You know what I mean? I retrain you then. You know what I mean? I give you the choice. Retraining or removal. Nothing to me. You know what I mean? If you have to die, you die. Remove you. Because you cannot die. I'll send you to the other side. But I would like to keep you and retrain you. That's what I am like as a fire lion. So you got that on your side, you wicked and evilous human being. Or any human being who decide that it's better to live against the law of God. Because I don't like anyone living against the law of God, me. You know what I mean? So I would remove anyone who is doing that instantly. Instantly. So I reckon the world is lucky that it is not the fire lion who is Mrs. Karma. You see, that's why Mrs. Karma is a woman, because men are ignorant. Look like the fire lion must be some kind of a aggressive kind of man. You know what I mean? Want to remove evil instantly. So it's better if you get better if Mrs. Karma visit you. You understand? But anyway, because we've been rapping on about this thing, and we're going to wind off now and come back and fire some more fire in the 2012. You understand? Because I think this is the time when we need a lot of fire. You know what I mean? We don't need it. Personally, the fire lion say we don't need any man now who is going to go on about in books and Bible and things. We need men now to stand up and point out to other men that the truth is in them. You understand what I mean? Anything you go and perform in no sermon like I say or anything about that. You see a normal man walking or a normal woman. If they don't know God, you says to them, listen, check your life, see what you're doing, because that is the only reason why maybe you're drinking too much, maybe you're lying, maybe you're thieving too much, maybe you hate your fellow human being, because these are the things that will block your vision why you don't know God. You don't need to go anywhere studying and sit and meditate and do nothing to know God. What you need to do to know God is clean up, look in yourself, be honest, and stop the little dirty deeds that you're doing. So on that note, we're going to fire out and come in on another rap. Rastafari, leave it.